Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Back to the Franchise. Tanner sitting Hillary Duff tomorrow.
Woo! Tim, this really is what dreams are made of.
Oh god. Wait, is the okay, so I was having this conversation yesterday because someone was playing at work on the lobby music, like miracles happen. Is that from the movie?
No, that's from the Princess Diaries.
That's Princess Diaries? Ah
That's
shit.
that's one hit wonder Maya.
Oh, dang it. I was trying to make like was that a Lizard McGuire movie reference? And I was trying to sound smart, but okay.
Well, now you sound foolish.
Okay, anyway, off to a great start. Yes, hello, everybody, guys. We are back to the franchise, the new podcast where we talk about Hillary Duff sometimes, but mostly Spider-Man for now. Allow us to introduce ourselves. I'm in love with Spider-Man's aunt. It's me, Timothy Glenn. And who wouldn't be? And bitch, please, he's been to space. It's Tanner Wilcox, my co-host.
Hello. I like these these are the best opening quotes we've had.
Really? You think so?
I think so. Well, first of all, Marissa Tomei is a 10 in any movie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I never get a bitch please.
I don't know. I kind of thought I was scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one, but whatever. Thank you for liking my intro quotes, Tanner.
Well, yeah, good work. Good work.
I mean, coming off of last week's, it's got to be an improvement, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we have episodes every Tuesday. We are winding down on our Tom Holland recap before the new Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out. Today we're talking about Spider-Man Far From Home, release date July 2nd, 2019, directed by John Watts, written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. Tanner, spoiler alert, by the way, guys, but Tanner, what is your history of this movie?
Tim, I was a theatrical release viewer of Did we watch this together?
No, I was I was living in Vancouver at the time.
Yeah, I went with my friend Jeremy. Okay, so I was riding high. I loved Homecoming when that came out. It was fresh, it was fun, big fan. So I did go watch this one when it came out. Um, Not to get too much into reviews, I like this one less than Homecoming, but there's still a lot of things I do like about it.
Mm.
So I'm a fan.
Had you watched it since theaters before this rewatch?
No, actually. Like I think
Okay.
I watched Homecoming like I've seen that probably like 5 or 6 times. And I
Hmm.
think this was the first time I've watched this one since theaters.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I actually have not watched any of the Holland movies twice until these, us making these podcast episodes. Um, Although, I mean, I feel like having worked for Watch Mojo and done like B-roll for 3 years on a lot of Spider-Man stuff, I feel like I have rewatched them, just scrubbing through that crap. But,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, as someone who's chronically online and just watching like brain rot all the time, I feel like I've seen clips of movies 3,000 times, so I feel like I've watched the movie 3,000 times.
mhm,
But yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, I feel like, yeah, I would definitely want to rewatch Spider-Man movies over and over again. But, um, yeah, I saw this in theaters too. I can't. I know who I saw it with, but like I don't have any like special like uh memories with this movie. It was a packed summer that year, 2019. Um it was a huge year for Disney. Like Aladdin came out that summer, Lion King around that time too. I know this is technically Sony, but it's also Disney, so. Yeah, so I mean, I really liked this movie when it came out, and I still really like it. I know you're a little bit lower on it than me, but
I think I liked it more now, like which is weird because after theaters, like it was still fun. I still liked it, but it was way lower than Homecoming for me. And now rewatching it, I think I like it. I think it went up a few pegs.
it's a little closer to Homecoming now.
Yeah.
Well, also, didn't you like take Homecoming down a few pegs too, and then on the
I
last
did.
rewatch?
I thought
Yeah.
Homecoming felt really like not as fresh, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think this one did better in the second time around for me. I have most of the same thoughts as I did, what 7 years ago,
Yeah.
but um, it is closer to Homecoming still. But we'll get into our review section later on. So let's dive into the history of the movie. So let's travel back to 2016, back when Captain America: Civil War was coming out, before even they released Homecoming. Sony's already announcing 2019 release date for this sequel to Spider-Man. Um, and Marvel was not too happy about that. That's one of those like little growing pains they had to go through, because I mean, they had announced Endgame as, this big concluding chapter in the MCU, sort of. And especially after Infinity War in 2018, they were like, well, crap, you're just gonna spoil that Spider-Man's coming back?
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we're also spoiling like past MCU stuff. I don't know. I don't know who's watching this video who hasn't already seen Endgame, but yeah, I mean, like in Infinity War, Spider-Man dies along with everybody else, half of everybody else, and then he comes back in Endgame. So, but of course, this was announced, so it's kind of hard to hide. I mean, were you like when Infinity War came out and they ended the way it did, with half of all life being destroyed, including Spider-Man? Were you skeptical about that staying or lasting?
I mean, I didn't really think it was going to be permanent because wasn't Endgame already like announced?
Well, yeah, Endgame was announced, but were you convinced that these characters wouldn't be coming back?
No, I mean, I thought that they might leave off, one or two like minor character, like people that wouldn't come back.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the people that did like actually die in Endgame, those surprised me. But the Infinity War, I thought was just kind of a fake out anyway.
Well, so like Vision dying for real, sort of again, again. All these people kind of come back
Well,
anyway, but
yeah. I mean, but like really, like the finale again. Spoilers for Endgame and Infinity War. Um, like really, I was most shocked at like Black Widow's death. I think.
mm-hmm,
And that was the one that I wanted the most, I was kind of fine if, like, Gamora didn't come back, I hate to say it,
mm-hmm.
but, like,
Well, that
she came back, and then I was like, "Oh, let's bring ScarJo back the same way," and we
that
did not.
version of Gamora didn't come back.
Yeah, and the version we got was a bitch that did come back, and I'm like, "Okay, this sucks."
So yeah, you weren't like, even if like they didn't announce that Spider-Man was getting a sequel right after Endgame, you weren't like doubting that we would get
No,
more
and I
Tom
wasn't
Holland.
worried that, like, Tom Holland wouldn't come back because it was just it's a stupid choice. His
Mm-hmm.
his appearance was so, like, widely praised and people were so excited about that character that I think it'd be dumb for them to actually kill him off. So,
Be big balls though, big balls choice to do if they did.
yeah, but Disney doesn't have big balls. They just use their same balls over and over.
Could you imagine though if that was their way of being like, all right, we're done with Peter Parker. We're gonna bring in Miles Morales, and there's no more Peter Parker, and our future Spider-Man movies are gonna be Miles Morales.
Well, and that's yeah, I'd be out though. I'm out.
Mm, be bold, but yeah. So Sony, the part of the deal with Marvel struck with Sony that uh, Marvel can't keep Sony from releasing these movies and making them, is that yeah, they can't really keep secrets about Infinity War and Endgame in that regard. And so we knew we were going to have another Spider-Man movie after Spider-Man died, starring Tom Holland and everybody else. So I mean, I think ideally what they wanted to have happen was wait until Endgame comes out, have a bit of a break, to have that settle,
Yeah.
and then maybe start production on Far From Home after Endgame releases. So they didn't want it to come out so soon after. And it is weird to me, kind of. It's like, because if you look at like I mean, I don't put any stock in like the phases anymore. Now that we're on like phase 6, and I can't tell the difference. But like, I always found it weird. They were always like, no, phase 2 ends not with Age of Ultron, but with Ant-Man. And I'm like, what? And the same thing with this. Like, oh no, phase 3 doesn't end with Endgame, it ends with Far From Home. Like, okay, weird.
You're like, yeah, but it doesn't.
It, yeah, no, it's like the phases no longer mean anything. Like the first phase made sense. Like you had 5 movies of the or solo movies of the characters in the Avengers, and then you have the Avengers. Then you move on to phase 2. But anyway, so they definitely weren't happy with having to. I mean, especially like market the movie, like because I mean, Endgame came out in late April of this year, and this is early July, so they had to start marketing this movie before Endgame was even released.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing was like spoiled in the marketing. Like they didn't ever say how Spider-Man is coming back or like why. Just that he is, but still, it's not ideal. Just out of curiosity, Tanner, I are you familiar? I don't know if this is a term, but like the Endgame effect on superhero, especially Marvel movies.
How everybody got done with Endgame and then we were just burnt out and nobody cared.
Not necessarily burnt out, but just that like nothing can match the awesomeness that was the finale of Endgame.
I mean, I kind of believe that though.
Yeah, I do too. Like if that was the end of the MCU, that would be a satisfying conclusion, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels like everything after that, it's kind of hard to have like it's like if they made Return of the King and then they like made a movie about Frodo on the water, you know, afterwards. Like with Bilbo or whatever he or whoever he goes with at the
Yeah,
end,
they're like, "Oh, Journey to the Undying Lands," which not that it, like, wouldn't be cool, but it's like, I don't really need it.
It's like that Return of the King was it. That was the end. You
Yeah.
anyway. Um but so yeah, this movie's happening though, whether Marvel likes it or not. You know, it's part of the deal they struck with Sony. Sony's got to get their Spider-Man money. It's all the only big franchise they have. They can only make so many Peter Rabbit movies before people get bored.
What else does Sony even own?
Well, I mean, they own all the video game stuff, so
I mean,
like
well,
you're
yeah, but, like, but other than, like, the video game stuff or whatever, like, what are the other, like, current day film franchises or films that we're seeing from, like, Sony Pictures?
so they have Jumanji, um, which is coming back now finally, but it's been a while too. Um, Bad Boys, Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, Men in Black, but again, none of those are like of the like high profile as Spider-Man, you know. Spider-Man is basically so popular that they can keep making movies and people will still go see them, you know. Whereas like the MCU, like they found out that they can't just keep making Thors or Captain Marvels, you know, and have people expect to come back every time. But Spider-Man is just like an institution, you know,
Yeah,
especially in
like, everybody
America.
everybody will watch a Spider-Man movie, but not everybody's gonna go to a Captain
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Spider-Man and Batman are like the two franchises that are impervious to superhero fatigue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Superman, and not even Superman is impervious to it. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's not surprising why they would want to definitely just no matter what is happening over in the MCU, keep making. Although now that I say that, it has been 5 years since No Way Home, so you know, what do I know? But to get into the post production or pre production of this movie in particular, 2017, Watts being brought back as director. Some of the villains that he was thinking about doing back then, and again, they didn't want to recycle anybody that had already been used on the big screen. So names like Morbius, Blade, and the Chameleon were thrown out. Kind of glad they didn't go any of those routes, personally.
Me too.
I mean, I think that there's a good version of Morbius, but we're never going to see it now. As much as I love the Chameleon, there's no way you can make him your main antagonist of a Spider-Man movie.
No.
It
No
just
way.
doesn't. This doesn't work. Like they could barely even use him in the. Did you play that mission yet in Spider-Man 2? Oh yeah, I was there at your house.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
where like they tease Chameleon. Spoilers for Spider-Man 2, the game. But like,
Yeah, and I was
what are
just
you
kinda
gonna
like,
do?
"Oh, that's" because at the end, I was like, "Oh, Tim, we're gonna get to it's, like, Chameleon's brother, and we're gonna, we're gonna, like, meet. We're gonna have, like, a fight," and you're like, "No, no, that's the end of the mission."
Yeah,
I'm like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's it. It was just, like, a setup."
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh."
He's just a guy who can change clothes really well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Chameleon, and I want them to do him well one day. It's just I don't know how you have him fight Spider-Man. You know.
Yeah.
Um. yeah, so I'm glad that we got the movie that we did. Um, Again, Blade. Uh, I'm guessing Morbius and Blade were gonna be a package deal. Vampire character, vampire hunter. But
Well, you know what? And they still haven't given us the Blade that they promised us.
well, it's better than them giving us a piece of crap Blade movie because we've already gotten those. So also, like, do you want a PG-13 Blade in a Spider-Man movie as
No,
your
I don't want Blade.
introductory?
I don't even want Blade in the MCU.
Oh, really?
No, I just don't. I don't need it, and it feels like it doesn't fit.
Well, we got him, and spoiler alert, Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, anyway, so this is part of the writing process. Chris McKenna and Eric Summers from the last movie. Um and the only thing I have to say about that in terms of like the tonal shift from the last one is I think this movie's not as funny as Homecoming. And I think a lot of that had to do with Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly being on the writing team for the last one, not this one.
Can I say something that might fall into like review category? What I really enjoyed about this movie
Yeah.
is that I think that Peter is less funny in this movie, but I think everybody else is more funny.
Hmm.
Like I think my favorite part of this movie is the like Ned and like Betty relationship where they're just like, we're in Europe, we're gonna be a couple, we're gonna have a fling.
Mm-hmm.
And their scenes are like my favorite in the whole movie.
Really?
I love that little subplot.
Okay, we can talk about this now. Because I have some stuff to say. I like it, but I also don't take it super seriously. Like it's definitely like a bit, it's not real.
Well, yeah, like I don't think it's like a serious relationship, but I think that's just it's thrown in there every scene for like comic relief, but I just like it.
Okay. I
I
kind
think
of
it.
feel like the other supporting characters are too much like cartoon characters
Oh,
throughout the rest of it.
yeah, I could see that.
Like with
But I mean that
Happy and
those were just the
Ned.
things that were like making me giggle in this movie where it's like, oh, okay, like here's a good chuckle.
I mean, it's funny, don't get me wrong. It's just like it's definitely not as natural, I feel like, as the last one. I think the humor in this is still funny, but it's not quite as funny as the last one for me.
Okay, yeah, I mean I can see that point.
Um But I do love that they use like Betty more, for instance. I think that actress is hilarious in this part. And I wish they used her more in the next one. Like this is the only one where she gets to be like a supporting character really,
Yeah.
rather than a background. And I guess like my extension of that is like they also do a lot of humor with the teachers in this movie, particularly Martin Starr gets like way more like, oh, he's a dopey out to lunch teacher and he can't take a selfie. Oh my goodness. Isn't he? Oh, okay. Can I give you? Okay. Before I get really, really positive on this movie, because I still really like this movie. Can I get into my least favorite part about this movie?
Yeah.
Is when Peter is on the bus and he activates the Edith glasses, and then he like accidentally like summons a drone strike on Brad, and then
Yes.
like he's like, look, mountain goats, whatever he says. And everyone's like, oh, where? And then he like does like he jumps out and then takes it out and no one sees him do that. It's just,
Yeah.
and Betty's like, Peter, I know what you're hiding. And she says something like, you're nervous about going to Italy. I forget what she says, but it's just like, okay, it's,
Yeah, it is very like shticky.
there's a certain level of realism that it crosses, with the humor in this movie. It's funny, but only if you're, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's almost like more like immature humor.
Hmm.
Like, so I get what you're saying. It feels maybe more like childish.
Yeah, but I also feel like it's intentional, so I don't know if it's like, I'm not gonna say like the writers of this movie wrote jokes and scenes that they didn't intend to, you know. So, I mean, I mean, I can watch a comedy and be like, they think that's funny and it's not, or whatever. But I don't have that problem with this. It's just, it's kind of out there.
Can I say something that I don't like about this movie that you're probably going to disagree with?
Okay.
Do you remember when we were talking about the plans for like Amazing Spider-Man 3 if they had done it? And how
Oh
you were like, "Oh, I would love to see," or maybe it was Spider-Man 4. I don't know.
no,
One of the one of the sequels that didn't happen.
it wasn't like an actual plan. It was just that when Peter and Gwen and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are talking when we went to London. It's not so much that they were actually planning on writing that movie,
How did you even know what I was going to talk about when I didn't get there?
because I know where you're gonna go. I know where you're going for. Like
Well, then I don't even want to talk about it if you're just going to shut me down.
I'm just clarifying that it wasn't actually a canceled movie.
All
That
right, listeners, what I want to talk about is Tim's wet dream about Spider-Man going with Gwen to London, and how, Tim, you thought that it would be like cool to see Spider-Man in like a different scene, because we've seen Spider-Man in New York time after time after time.
Mhm,
So I think, partially you kind of get your wish in this because it's obviously a European vacation movie.
mhm.
Not the Chevy Chase kind. Thank God. And I feel like I almost like it's fine and it's cool to see new scenes, but it makes it hard to feel like a Spider-Man movie to me.
Really, you feel like New
I
York
think
is?
I feel like something just feels off when he's not in New York.
Hmm.
And it's not enough that it like ruins the movie, but I feel like it maybe ranks a little less because it feels just like a kind of weird out of place movie. And maybe it's just because I'm so attached to like Spider-Man in New York.
I mean, you're not wrong in the sense that those two, like New York and Spider-Man, are definitely linked. I mean, I guess what I was trying to say is that I've gotten 6 straight of these, you know,
Hmm.
and I just wanted something fresh. It's not that I don't like New York; it's just that I wanted something else, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, look at Homecoming. It gave us plenty of new scenes. We got Staten Island. We got New Jersey.
mhm. New-
What I
what
can't
can
say
I
New
say?
Jersey.
New Jersey.
That's probably the
Um,
best. That's probably the best like new quotable line to come out of Devil Wears Prada 2.
agreed. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and if you think about it, like, I mean, this version of Spider-Man is already pretty different than the other Spider-Mans we've gotten. You know, like, for one thing, he's in a huge universe with other superheroes. Um, so, and they already established in the last movie, like, Peter has, like, because Tony Stark exists as his mentor, he's, given him a lot more tech than he is not normally privy to having in previous Spider-Man movies. So, and I remember some people saying like for Homecoming, like they're like, oh, it doesn't really feel like Spider-Man to me because he's got like instant kill or all these like different abilities. He's got an AI in his suit. Um, but for me, I was like, yes, it's not classic Spider-Man, but it is like different Spider-Man. So like that kind of falls in the same line for me of like this being a globe-trotting movie, not being set in New York. Chew, chew,
I'm
chew,
so sorry. I
swallow.
had peanut butter stuck to the roof of my mouth.
Oh no, I got peanut butter on my legs.
Oh my God, honey on my knees.
Fast animals, slow children.
Uh, Tim, I love a good Family Guy reference.
Oh, it's all we do. But I want to see this. Like, if someone out there, if in 5 years from now we're super popular and someone actually cares to do the statistics, show me statistics of the things we reference, and I bet you Family Guy is the number one thing.
Well, I will just give a shout out to my friend Courtney, who texts me almost every week about our podcast, and she'll be like, "Ugh, love the Family Guy reference. Oh, loved the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody reference." And I'm like, "Girl, thank you. We're clicking. There's a reason we've been friends since we're 4 years old."
Good.
So you know what, Tim? There's listeners out there who appreciate it.
I know. I know there's plenty of people who'd be like, "Ugh, they're referencing Family Guy again," especially in
I know, and the
2026.
sad part is that like I haven't even watched Family Guy for years, so I'm like, the show is so quotable up until like 2013.
No, yeah, no. When we reference it, we reference like anything from the first season through like the seventh or eighth season.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just talking about how the villains were being considered that didn't use, but they ended up using Mysterio, which um I'm so happy they use Mysterio as a. It's such a hard. I mean, I know I just said how you can't really use Chameleon as a main villain in a Spider-Man movie. Mysterio is also a tough pull to do, but I thought they nailed it. I'm so glad they did. They chose Mysterio to be the main villain of this movie.
I like how they did Mysterio in this too.
Hmm.
I mean, and some people would, I think, have the criticism that it's like too too like neat of a package to be like, oh well, how does Mysterio like pull this off, you know? And I think it's really cool how they bring back these just like very, very background characters from
Mm-hmm.
previous Marvel movies. And he's like, you remember that time you worked for Tony Stark in 2008 and he rejected your idea? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like you're bringing back people that are just background characters. Um, and they're like the militia of Quentin Beck's like false army. And
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it. I think it's fun.
The anti-Tony Stark League.
Yes, basically.
Well, since you mentioned it, that is one other criticism that people have had about these movies is that Spider-Man villains so far are really just Iron Man villains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think the whole point of these movies too is that like Spider-Man is really kind of just Iron Man Jr. in these. And I mean, he goes through that even in a whole theme of this movie is, you know, who is Peter without Tony Stark around?
Yeah.
And is he really capable of doing things on his own, or was it, you know, Tony giving him a hand that was what was making him Spider-Man? So I think he has to come to terms with that a lot. And, you know,
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was just playing devil's advocate.
sure. And I mean, and I would rather have this than another Spider-Man origin story.
Mm-hmm. Or a Green Goblin again. Yeah, sure. But uh as far as almost things that they were thinking about making happen in the movie on the writing stage, they were considering Mysterio to be a Skrull, a shape-shifting alien seen in Captain Marvel.
Boo.
I don't know if it could. I don't know if it wouldn't have not worked necessarily, but you know, I'm happy with what we have. And I guess part of that thinking led them to eventually include Skrulls in this movie, kind of.
And Skrulls in general in the MCU, how's that plan working out?
Well,
Not good, Tim is the answer. Because nobody cares about them as villains.
well, if Secret Invasion was as good as it should have been, then it'd been fine. But yeah, it was not.
Poor Amelia.
Poor little Amelia and Chunky.
Oh, see, you got that reference too.
Yep, I got that one.
Thank God. Okay, that was a twofold reference, listeners. That was one, me backtracking to my poor goddess Amelia Clark, who just cannot catch a break on a franchise project. And secondly, to the Rugrats movie, where Tim Curry plays the newscaster who gets all the babies' names wrong as they're missing.
Can you think of them off the top of your head? All the names he says wrong.
Yeah, he's like, he goes, what is it? Tommy is it's Tammy, Tammy, Baby Dill, the twins, Bill and Jill, Little Chunky, and poor Amelia.
I do love that. Tim Curry is the best. I love that part of the movie.
Such a gem.
Anyway, Tanner, you're gonna have to insert that clip now.
Oh, that's gonna be hard to find.
Oh, you'll find it.
There you have it. 2 sour pickles and young Tammy, baby Dale, the twins Bill and Jill, little Chunky, and poor Amelia, all punished without a trace. I'm Rex Fester, and I'll be back with more big action news.
Okay, so last little bit of pre-production note I have here is that one of the things they were also considering was to have of their itinerary on this trip to be New Asgard, as seen at the end of Endgame, where like I guess they would have their field trip instead of going to London or Prague or wherever. New Asgard.
Which is like Nova Scotia.
You know, I was just gonna look that up. Where is New Asgard supposed to be in the world? Let's see. Norway.
Oh.
So you're
basically Nova Scotia.
It's the northern circle. It's up there. Different continent, but the same place. I mean, it could have been interesting, but maybe also distracting. I don't know. I mean, you have to get a Valkyrie cameo in there if you were going to do that.
Yeah. Was Love and Thunder after this?
Yes.
Okay. Then I think it would have worked because people were still riding the Thor high, you know?
That's true. That's true.
People love Ragnarok, so they would have loved to see anything Thor. I don't think that taste hadn't soured until Love and Thunder.
That's a good point. Yeah. But I mean, like, so like in this movie, what they go to Venice, then they go to Prague, then they go to Berlin, and then it's London,
Yeah.
if I have that all right. Um,
Don't
and
they
it'd
go
be kind
to don't they go to like Switzerland?
well, they like drive through Switzerland, I think. Like that's what like the bus scene is.
Okay.
They go through from Venice, Italy to
Oh yeah, because
Prague.
you would cross like the
They
Alps
cross
to get from Italy
they
into
cross the Italian Alps or whatever. Yeah, Swiss
yeah.
Alps or whatever. Um, yeah. So I mean, like if they were to include New Asgard in that list, I don't know. I guess the balance would be kind of off because you have like all these real life locations and then you have the fictional one. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
overthinking that, but okay, let's move into the cast stuff. So, again, not a lot to cast in this movie. Mostly returning characters. We got Tom Holland come back as Spider-Man. Samuel L. Jackson joining the Spider-Man franchise as Nick Fury. And I'll just say really quickly, I'm glad. I like when they can just like slot in MCU characters here and there, just solo movies. And I like that we got a Nick Fury. Like after Winter Soldier, we had him in that one too, and now in this one.
Yeah, me too.
Zendaya coming back to play Michelle, aka MJ. Kobe Smulders also as Maria Hill, along with Nick Fury. Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan. Jacob Batalon as Ned. Tony Ravioli as Flash Thompson.
Thank you for finally using my name.
Marissa Tomei as May Parker. And Guri Rice as Betty Brant. And of course, the villain of the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio.
Also the villain of real life if you're a Swiftie.
I was wondering if you were gonna bring your Swiftie fandom into this.
Obviously, it's so hard for me to watch this movie with him in it. I think Jake Gyllenhaal's a phenomenal actor, but out of solidarity, I have to hate him.
Well, I mean, do you even have his side of the story?
Nobody needs it. Look at him. Look at his yucky hair and his $1,000 wicker shoes.
His hair does look a little greasy in this movie. I don't know why.
Yes, he's greasy.
Well, I mean, it's better than you making a Maggie Gyllenhaal joke.
We'll get to her too.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal, and I love him in this. So, and I'm not a Swiftie, so I don't have any, bias.
Do you also like Maggie just out of poor taste or?
Yes, I do. Out of my terrible poor taste. But they're different. I mean, like, as much as they're like siblings, they're also very different actors, I feel like. So I don't really put them in the same box.
No, and I feel like Maggie's kind of like hung up like the acting shoes and she's moving more like behind the camera, I think.
Which is good for her.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, anyway, but to get back to Jake Gyllenhaal. So we talked about Jake Gyllenhaal in the Spider-Man 2 episode, the Raimi one, as how he was actually cast to play Spider-Man for Tobey Maguire, who had thrown out his back doing Seabiscuit.
Yes, because Kirsten Dunst was like, just pick my boyfriend.
I left this boyfriend for this other boyfriend, and now he's Spider-Man now, right?
I need him to have the part in the movie.
That is unsubstantiated. We're not implying at all that Kirsten Dunst was pulling for that to happen, but but anyway, yes, he was almost Spider-Man for real, replacing Tobey Maguire, but that ended up working out after all. So, but now we get him as Mysterio in a Spider-Man movie. So, but let's do a little quick yay or nay on this, like one casting thing I have for this movie.
Yes.
So I only have a few for this role. Colin Farrell.
Yay.
You can see it?
I think that Colin Farrell's like great in almost everything he does. I feel like he seems like a little old for Quentin Beck, but I mean, I'm sure if he'd done it, it would have worked because I think he's a good enough actor.
Is he that much older than Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't know, but he looks older.
let's see. Jake Gyllenhaal's 45 today. Colin Farrell is he's 50. Okay, so 5 years. Yeah, I mean this is around the time he was doing his best work or started to do his best work. So yeah. Andrew Scott of Moriarty on Sherlock.
Okay, I'm gonna say no, only because as much as and I do love Andrew Scott, but I think he's too like right from the get go. I would have been like, ugh, villain.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
Like,
after he did like he was in one of the Bonds, right? Spectre, I think.
was he?
And yeah, he was like an MI6 mole or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I think he was a twist villain
I think I've
under.
just seen him, with the exception of like Fleabag. I think I've really only seen him like as villain roles. And obviously, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're gonna be introduced to the character of Mysterio and be like, "Oh, it's a villain." But they kind of do like a little bit of a fake out where you're like, "Oh, this is a Mysterio from a different, um,
Universe.
like timeline." So
Mhm.
maybe he won't be like a Spider-Man villain. But I think that little like twist wouldn't have worked at all because I would have been like, "Oh, Andrew Scott, he's bad."
Well, I mean, Mysterio to since you mentioned it, like he's not even like I wouldn't say he's necessarily A tier Spider-Man villain. You know, he's he's probably high B tier, but there were plenty of people who saw this movie who weren't Spider-Man fans who were surprised that he was the villain.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but I agree. I think if it was Andrew Scott, it would be a little more obvious because I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal works because Jake Gyllenhaal is like stupidly handsome, you know, and
Well, and
he's portraying this character who's like a hero supposedly, you know.
well, sure, and people are he's charming and people like him.
hmm Whereas if it was Andrew Scott, it'd be a different kind of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Not to say that Andrew Scott's like ugly, but like
No, but I would think like MI6 mole.
exactly. Okay, one more. Matt Smith, who was Doctor Who and then on The Crown.
Um, Again, like I think Matt Smith is a great actor. I don't know that I don't know. I again, yay, sure. I think he would have been fine. I think I prefer Jake Gyllenhaal over him probably.
I do too. But I can see like the almost like puckish kind of like tricksterish nature of him
Oh,
working
sure,
for
and
that.
especially if anybody listening is watching House of the Dragon, like his character is very like cunning and witty and kind of like pompous showboat. Like it fits. Like I think he could do it fine.
Yeah, as somebody who watches House of the Dragon and has not seen Doctor Who or The Crown, this is what I'm gonna be. This is how what I think of when I think of him is as a villain, you know, or as a. I mean, he's not really a villain on House of the Dragon, but he is a bad guy, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think any of the Targaryens are like great people.
Well, let's not go down that rabbit hole, but yes. But I don't know. I think of these, he's the closest to being a Jake Gyllenhaal type, but
Yeah,
I still prefer Jake.
agreed.
Okay, so let's just rattle off the supporting cast really quick. JB Smooth as one of the teachers, Mr. Dell, Martin Starr as Mr. Harrington, the other teacher. Also, I could lose their banter. That's not one of my favorite parts of the movie.
The teachers.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Peter Billingsley from A Christmas Story, reprising his role from Iron Man as disgruntled Obadiah Stane worker, Iron Man guy. We get that flashback, which I love. I'm so happy.
Me too.
Jennifer Connelly again voicing Karen the AI. Kenneth Choi as the Principal Maria. Hannibal Buress, Coach Wilson. I don't know why I have Martin Starr on here twice, but I'm deleting it. Bunch of cameos in this one. J.K. Simmons coming back as J. Jonah Jameson. One of the most influential post-credit scenes of the MCU.
Question, because I didn't think about it until I rewatched this. Is this the first time he comes back as Jameson?
Yes, in Spider-Man 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
I was thinking he was like regularly in the Holland ones, and then I was like, oh yeah, no, he doesn't show up until he's like that surprise post credit scene.
yeah, he's in the next one, but for multiple scenes. But
Yeah.
this is the first time he shows up in the MCU. I don't know if um Simmons did like any voice work as him in between those two movies, but he definitely not appeared in live action since. And honestly, like that was the prevailing like casting wisdom for years anyway. Like you can't recast. He is J. Jonah Jameson,
Yeah.
so no surprise they just like did that. But let's save the post credit talk for the review as well. Ben Mendelsohn showing up as Talos, the Skrull, for a hot second. Tanner's favorite actor with his favorite accent.
My favorite lispy villain.
Mm-hmm. Sharon Blynn as his Talos's right hand Skrull, Soren. And then there's also stock footage of, of course, Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane from the first Iron Man movie, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans as Captain America. There's the in memoriam section at the beginning of the movie where you get to mourn Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, Vision, Paul Bettany. I don't know if that counts, but I figured I'd list it anyway.
Sure.
Although I don't know, like, I always watch that and I'm like, oh, they're mourning Captain America and Iron Man, and do they even know who Vision is?
Why would anybody in the general public?
Like, and I can understand like Black Widow is otherwise if she wasn't in the Avengers movie, the first one, as one of 6 people defending the city, I would, she's famous, I get it, but Vision, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, this AI android died.
Oh no, Tony's suit voice,
We can't make another one.
who somehow has an uncomfortable relationship with Wanda.
But to speak really quick, I guess we should talk a little bit about the beginning of this movie. Since we're mentioning those cameos, those photograph cameos. Like, how do you feel about them wrapping up the blip, as they call it, in this, like the explainer video, and easing us back from Endgame into this 5 years later?
I like it actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to be spoon fed my plot. Like I want them to be like, you're a moron. Here's what happened. Here's how it works. And I think they do it well. I think it's funny. I think again, it's like Betty is funny with it.
Mhm.
I like the jokes that come from it too.
Mhm.
Like like when Flash is on the plane and he's like trying to sneak into first class with the at the bar, and
Mhm.
MJ's like, technically he blipped, so he's 16, not 21. And the flight attendant's like, oh, let me just take that drink back.
It is kind of convenient though to think about it, like how everybody important in Peter's life blipped.
I was gonna say, I'm like, so most of his school blipped.
Like most of his important, like so Betty, Ned, MJ, Flash, um, I don't know who else. Did May blip? I
I think
forget.
May must have.
I think May blipped, yeah. But I don't know. I understand. It's like one of those like things you have to accept because the story necessitates it, or whatever. But
Yeah.
um, I the only I also like the cleanup they do from Endgame in that regard. It's like when the band reappears in the middle of a basketball game
Oh yeah.
is kind of funny. It does maybe ask a lot of questions though. Like why did their tubas come back? Does that count that as life? Also, what if someone was on a plane and they just like when they blipped and they blipped back into the sky and they just
Well, yeah.
follow
I
their
mean,
deaths?
I have a lot of socioeconomic blip questions.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, well, what about all the people that like moved into all the gone people's houses and stuff? Like, what's the laws of property ownership with return blip people? Like, does everybody have the right to just start off where they were? Again, if you blipped and you're now Like, what if you didn't blip in that high school? Are you 21 or are you 16 really? Like, what's the class of 2017 look like? I don't know. I have questions about how the world is working.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have done the whole like bring everybody back kind of thing. I think it's for the Avengers movie, it's good storytelling, but it's a lot of questions. It's
Yeah,
and
to make
they
it like a worldwide event, it's like,
a universe wide event.
yeah,
And they kind of at the beginning they do kind of address it because May's at like the function. She's like hosting like that like benefit for people who were displaced from their
yeah.
homes because they blipped or whatever. Um, but Spider-Man shows up as a celebrity guest or whatever. Um, so they kind of do mention it, but I mean it would be so much messier than they say it. It really is. I want to see a Marvel movie about like like that old like parable about the man who gets lost at sea and his wife moves on without him. And then he comes back and she's remarried.
So
But
just the plot of Castaway
yeah, but for the blip.
blipped away.
And Tom Hanks is very just confused because he just thought he went to the bathroom for a minute and didn't realize he was gone for 5 years.
Okay, so blipped away, starring Tom Hanks, but as his character from A Man Called Otto,
Where he's just pissed off
where he's
the
just a
whole
grubby
time.
old man.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see that.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so let's get into filming for this movie. So, principal photography runs from July of 2018 to October. It's another short 3-month shoot on this one. I remember last week I mentioned how I didn't understand the working title, Summer of George. I did look it up though this time because this one's called Fall of George. Apparently, it's a Seinfeld reference to George Costanza.
Yeah,
Like Summer of George was like an episode I think for Seinfeld. I haven't. You've watched Seinfeld, haven't you?
yeah,
Okay, so I don't know what that's referring to, but apparently that's the reference.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've only watched Seinfeld through once, so I don't know it off the top of my head. It's not like it doesn't have the same familiarity that like Friends has with me, but
Yeah, I think they just decided to continue it. Season wise. I'm sure the next one will be Winter of George, No Way Home. Um, Although, come to think of it, this movie should be called Summer of George, not the last one. This is Summer Vacation.
yeah.
So, anyway. So they film first in England. They go to Hertfordshire.
Oh, we're back to Hertfordshire.
Yes, oh, good old Hertfordshire.
Oh, goody.
They film some of the Venice stuff there, for instance, that they could fake, like soundstage stuff and whatnot. And while they're also in the London area, they film train station stuff there, the Tower Bridge finale first. Then they kind of go in reverse order. They go to the Czech Republic. They do the Prague stuff. Then they go back to Italy. And they do the rest of the Venice stuff that they have to shoot there or whatever. And then it's back to the U.S. to do New York and Newark stuff. So they almost shoot this movie in reverse, kind of,
Oh,
as far as
I
like.
wonder if that's. I wonder if that's hard.
Uh, I mean, I
Like,
know there are some movies that shoot sequentially on purpose to make it easier, but not all movies have the benefit of doing that.
sure. But I mean, I guess just to like not live those like emotional scenes, like up to like like going in and like shaking hands with Jake Gyllenhaal and being like, hi, great, nice to meet you. We're gonna film this like epic finale fight.
Hmm.
I feel like it would just be weird. Maybe I'm just probably a bad actor because I I don't know that I could do it.
Well, yeah, and again, like we did like theater acting, where
Yeah.
you're doing it, you're running continuously. No one's saying cut, but like I'm sure film acting is harder in that regard because you're constantly saying the same lines over and over again. So it's probably just chalk it up to that. Um, okay, let's move into post production. So they did do some reshoots on this one. And it was mostly the like end scene stuff. So they reshot the whole twist with Nick Fury was a reshoot of being a scroll.
Mm.
And so they shot the scroll stuff in the car. in post production, and the Nick Fury and space stuff as well, very last minute. Which actually I kind of like more because in hindsight, Nick Fury in this movie doesn't really feel like Nick Fury. Almost like he's almost too stupid to be Nick Fury.
Like he's too stupid and he's just like mean, kind of. You know, like when like he just shuts everything down. He's like, "How'd you get this number? Don't call me. Bye." And like, yeah,
It kind of feels like someone doing an impression of Nick Fury. So
yeah,
it kind of actually makes the movie better. I feel like that he's not really Nick Fury.
and that's called acting.
Oh, but they also filmed the J. Jonah Jameson cameo in reshoots as well in post production. So I guess that wasn't going to be originally like a thing. In the original script, the ending of his identity being exposed.
Oh,
But I'm glad they did. So one-time reshoots actually helped the movie. All right, let's get into the review section. So Tanner, where would you like to start?
well, I mean, I feel like I've given most of my review.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this movie's like a 7 out of 10 for me.
Mhm.
Like I'd say it's like a strong C plus.
Okay.
I think it's like rewatchable. If I have Spider-Man movies lined up on my shelf, I don't feel like I normally would go for this one. But like I said, I do think I like it more after the rewatch.
Mhm.
I don't think I was taking it so seriously, or you know, honestly, I think maybe it suffered because you're coming off of like Endgame high, and then it's like, well, like we said earlier, like nothing's really going to top that. So I think the
Mhm.
first few movies right after were kind of doomed for me anyway, because I was just like, ugh, this isn't as good.
And to boot, this is like more like a jokey comedy
Yeah,
MCU
after you've just
movie.
gone through something that's like really kind of serious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, but I really enjoy this movie. I like the way that they brought in Mysterio. I like the use of like supporting characters that didn't really have time to shine in the first one. Yeah, overall I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm probably a little higher on it than you are, but I, I have I do have a first act problem with this movie though. Like, I feel like I don't really get into this movie a lot until they get to, I don't know, Prague.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't like because they're setting up Spider-Man going on this trip and he's doing all this vacation stuff with his friends and he almost kills his classmate and he has that like moment with like the spy lady who tells him to get naked. It's so haha funny. And I guess I'm missing like stakes or plot, around that time. Like the plot doesn't really start, I feel like, for a while in this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, I know it does technically because it's all happening behind the scenes, or like the elemental stuff is fake. But as far as like Peter's, his individual journey in this movie, it doesn't start for like a while. I feel
Yeah, I can see that too.
it's very fluffy. I guess is what I'm trying to say before
I don't
that.
know that that like bothers me, so I kind of like the fluff.
You get the fluff.
Yeah, I mean, Endgame was heavy, and this was just a nice little dollop of marshmallow fluff.
uh, I do really get into the movie though when we get the reveal. Like once uh Peter leaves the bar and leaves Quentin with the glasses with Edith, and you get like the hologram slowly eroding. And you get that and Jake Gyllenhaal gets that look on his face. I'm like, oh, this is where the movie gets good. That's the part of the movie I love is the devious Mysterio stuff.
Okay, okay.
And like that speech that he gives at the bar to his he's popping champagne to his cronies. I was so hooked in at that point in the theater when I first saw it. I was like, yes, fucking right. It's just delicious to me. I love the Mysterio stuff. And before we get that reveal, the Mysterio stuff is kind of just like he's just a mystical Iron Man, you know?
Yeah.
He's not really that interesting yet. I mean, can you imagine if this movie was all Mysterio being a good guy?
Well, and I don't like the elemental stuff in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. It just kind of bothers me. So I'm glad that it kind of shifts focus and you learn that it's fake. Because if it had been real, I kind of was just like, what the fuck is this?
And yeah, it does feel kind of out of place for a Spider-Man movie.
Except, you know what they should have named this movie as the working title?
What?
Night Monkey. Because I did think that part was funny. Like when they're on the Ferris wheel
Yeah,
and Ned trying to like protect. He's like, "That's the European Spider-Man. It's
knock
Night
off.
Monkey." And then Betty's just like, "Night Monkey up here." And he's like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
And then when Peter ends up in the jail, in the Dutch jail, and the cop's like, yeah, Night Monkey, we got him.
Yeah. We got him.
Like that stuff, yeah, that makes me laugh.
Yes.
I mean, even though it's just like basically like, hey, we gotta make more toys. Get Spider-Man a new suit. It'll sell.
Yeah, but it's one time that marketing works.
Yes, they actually managed to make it like a good, like, funny plot detail. And as long as we're talking about the elementals, like, I like it in terms of like, yes, they're very like immaterial, literally, but um, I do like, as a Spider-Man nerd in a sense, I do like it in like, oh, we're not going to ever get a movie with Hydro Man. So this is like a kind of like a consolation prize, you know? And they even had like that joke about like, I heard he was an engineer who got like Morris bench and he he got exposed to radiation. Now he's a water creature or whatever. And then like and then you have what the Prague monster, the fire guy's like Molten Man from the comics, but giant. We don't get much of the sand guy in the beginning, but he's kind of like Sandman. So like, I do like to pretend like we're getting like these villains, these like D tier villains that I liked from the comics, even though it's not really them.
Well, that makes sense. And I didn't go into it with like that deep of a lens, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of, I mean, giving it a little bit more um grace than the movie is giving. Like, I mean, I'm doing some work with my, you know, prior knowledge. You know, it's not like,
Sure.
but I do like it from that sense. Since we're talking though about the villain fights, how do you feel? I want to get your take on the finale of this movie, with specifically the wind monster. Well, I guess it's kind of a monster of all. It's a combined monster, but like Spider-Man versus drones.
I mean, I think it works for like the Mysterio storyline, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it works for like a twist payoff, you know? But I don't love it as like a finale aspect.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of a lackluster fight.
I don't think you're wrong. Um, because you kind of want like the finale of a Spider-Man movie to be Spider-Man versus the recognizable villain character, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I know he is fighting Quentin Beck indirectly in that fight, but it's not like Mysterio in costume, you know?
Which, yeah, you actually get very little of Mysterio in costume in this movie.
Yeah. So I understand that criticism of the finale is that it kind of demystifies Mysterio a little bit too much. I think it's well shot with the drones. And I
Sure.
like,
And I mean, and to say it's lackluster maybe is not appropriate because, I mean, it is very like action packed, you know, and like the set piece is very like to use like Tower Bridge
Mhm.
for that. Like it's cool.
It's just not like super cathartic as a viewer, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I do like though that I will give it props for like, this movie gives uh it it puts a lot more emphasis on the spider sense, or as they call it in this movie, the Peter Tingle.
Uh-huh.
Whereas in every other movie we've gotten, he's already had that and it's kind of taken for granted. But this is like where in this one it's like actually like a thing he has to learn how to do.
Yeah.
And it's also germane to Mysterio because he's all he's seeing are illusions. So he has to trust his inner self to, you know, sense what's real and what's not, you know? So it kind of works in that way.
Did you say germane?
Yeah. Relevant.
It is germane to our predicament.
Okay. Okay.
You know what that's from?
No.
House Bunny.
Oh, I've only seen that once. I like Anna Faris in that movie, but the rest of the movie is not very great. Yeah, but okay. So to pivot to Mysterio now, and when I say I love Mysterio in this movie, I love the sequence where I think it's in Berlin. Yeah, Berlin, where Mysterio is trying to get out of Peter, who he told about, him being Mysterio. And he's going through that like fantastical sequence of all the fake stuff. And I, as someone who, grew up playing like the early Spider-Man games and Mysterio stuff and those being very similar, like I felt very seen as a Mysterio fan that they like they stayed true to the version of Mysterio. It's hard to adapt, and I think they did it really well.
Yeah, and it's hard for. I mean, I think in general, it's hard for a lot of Spider-Man villains to not be like silly.
Mm-hmm.
Just original costumes, like we talked about, like Vulture. If it was a guy in a lime green like leotard,
Yeah.
not as like imposing, you know. So stuff like that. Like a lot of his villains are like animal themed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to kind of make them realistic. And Mysterio's another one where, yeah, the guy with the fishbowl on his head.
Yeah, like
But
he's like a joke Spider-Man villain. Like even in a lot of the
yeah,
games, he's a joke villain.
yeah,
But uh, I like that they actually made him cool in this
yeah, me too.
without sacrificing like who he is at heart and whatnot. So yeah, that's the part of the movie that I love the best is that middle section. What else should we talk about? Let's talk about speaking of post Endgame, let's talk about the Tony hole in this movie.
Tony, 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 Tony.
Thank you. Producer's reference. Um it really works. That's the part of the movie that really works for me is for Peter's journey is that having to prove himself as the quote unquote next Iron Man and what would he do if Iron Man he doesn't have him to rely on anymore.
Sure.
And I think like especially when Happy picks him up in Holland, that's like one of the most emotional points of the movie where they're both like missing Tony and not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
That stuff hits for me.
Yeah, I think it does. And like you said, I kind of like how you said that this is like a more jokey movie, but I kind of thought it was a little bit more of like a depressing tone. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe just the stuff with Peter, I think, is sadder. But I think it does a good job of balancing like the kind of slapstickiness of this one with like some more grounded emotional scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it worked really well. And also like Happy in the last movie, I can kind of, you know, leave him. He's kind of just
Sure.
around. He this is probably my favorite movie of Happy in the movie. Like this is probably his best stuff in the MCU. Is this movie?
Yeah. I think my two favorite happies are this one and probably Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
Yes, I love the like Monaco like car race scenes
Oh yeah.
where
What does Happy?
Tony's in the race where they go to pick him up and the whiplash like cuts the car in half and it's Happy and Pepper and Tony. Like the Pepper and Happy stuff in that scene is so funny to me.
That's true. They do give Happy more stuff to do in Iron Man 2 than Iron Man 1.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah. I guess I forgot about that.
It's deeply nepotistic since he directed it, but whatever.
Well, not anymore. I mean, anybody could have just walked away from this franchise, but he's still doing acting stuff. So,
Yeah.
and I like how he's in love with Aunt May. Like that's perfect.
And she's just like, no.
She's like, no, it was a fun thing. And he's like, I
Are you
love
guys
you.
are you guys dating? No, yeah. Oh, well,
But this movie also, yeah, like you said, like in the terms of depression, it does work as like kind of like a grief movie in a way,
for sure.
as not just for Peter mourning Tony, but for us mourning Tony. Um, and being concerned about where the future of the MCU is headed after this, without him, which now we're getting him back, but like, um, yeah, so that part of the story is really like resonant to me, and I think like it's almost like an extension of the first movie where like you have Peter being this like wannabe hero and Tony's like got training wheel programs on him and stuff like that. And now Tony's gone and Peter's been left this huge burden of having Edith and not sure if he can handle it. So like the the journey, the inner journey of Peter having to prove himself as being worthy of not only living in Tony's shadow but creating his own legacy and superhero persona. Like that stuff works for me.
Yeah, I agree.
What else should we should talk about Zendaya in this. MJ. I love how she guesses that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I had kind of forgotten how little she's in Homecoming, you know?
Yeah.
And I get that she's like not the focal point of that movie. So it's kind of fun to get her little like MJ reveal at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that she's in this one more. And I like her in all of her projects mainly. I mean, I think she's great. I think she's a fun like supporting character in these movies too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that her and Tom Holland like complement each other well, which is apparent since they're, a couple. But
Yeah. I don't entirely understand what happened between this one and the last one though, where like she's like this object of like desire for all these boys.
yeah, because she's always been kind of just like that background kind of like weird girl.
I mean, she wears dresses in this movie, but she's still kind of the same persona.
Maybe the blip really changed her.
That's a nitpick, but like it is funny to think about. I mean, obviously like Zendaya in real life people will be fighting over her for sure, but this is MJ, not Zendaya, so um yeah, and I like how she joins the plot at the end. I'm just here for people finding out that Peter's Spider-Man. I'm kind of over that. He has to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
I will say though that like the escapades with like the teens in London, I don't love. Like where they're like being attacked by the drones and
When they hide in the crown jewel vault.
yeah, it's a little bit like Saturday morning cartoon for me.
Tim, I feel like your recurring theme is that you think this whole movie is just a little too cartoonish for you.
Maybe, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, which is fine.
And speaking of like me being over Peter having to hide his identity, I really love the stinger tease. Like that's how you do a sequel tease, is just a huge bombshell. Although I do have questions of like, is it Mysterio's team that leaked the footage that since he's dead?
I think he just uploaded it to the drones right as he was dying, right?
Did he? How do you do that?
Him.
He got bullet holes in him.
Billions of dollars worth of futuristic tech.
I just want to know who exactly leaked that.
He did. He did it while he was dying on the bridge.
I don't believe that because he's dying. He's not thinking that far through. I mean, yes, it's a very Mysterio thing to do to fake that, but I don't believe that he gets shot.
I mean,
He's like,
he's mentally unstable.
yes.
Like, I don't think he's really contemplating the end of his life. He's just like, oh, I gotta finish my plan. I gotta take down Spider-Man.
No, I don't know. Sure. It's Peter Billingsley. That's who did it. Christmas Story kid.
Ah, yes.
Okay, let's move on to the release stuff. So, unless you had anything else to say about review portion. Okay. Don't worry, Jenna. We'll get you to sleep pretty soon here. All right, so box office. This movie opens to $95.6 million, which is a little low, but this was open on a Wednesday, so it would have opened more if it was Friday. Its 5-day opening that was $185.1 million over the 4th of July weekend. Are you before I get into obviously open number 1, but before I get into that, let's do our box office game, Tanner.
Okay.
And to explain the rules, so those of you who forget, Tanner has to pick the best movie in the top 10 of the weekend that No Far From Home was released. Best according to his own judgment. Once he passes a movie on that list of top 10 in the box office, he cannot go back to it. Once he chooses it, he's locked into it. So we'll start with number 1 at the box office. Spider-Man Far From Home. Are you going to take it or leave it? Oh, and sorry, I always forget to mention. Remember, July 2nd, 2019. So if you can think about what you're expecting to see at that point.
I'm gonna pass.
You're gonna pass. Okay.
Mainly for the sake of the game.
Oh, okay. Is there anything in that summer that you're expecting to maybe see?
Tim, I don't remember what happened in that summer.
Great. Even better. Okay. Number 2 that weekend, Toy Story 4.
Ugh, pass.
Oh, that was even a more assured pass.
Yeah, that's my least favorite Toy Story.
I think it's everyone's least favorite. Have you seen the new one?
Yes,
Oh,
we'll save that for pop culture shoutouts.
okay, I haven't seen it yet. Number 3, Yesterday. The one where the guy wakes up and no one remembers the Beatles.
And he takes all the credit for the Beatles songs.
Yeah.
That was good. But pass.
Lily James.
Yeah, I love her.
Number 4 that weekend, Annabelle Comes Home. Conjuring.
Yeah. Pass.
Okay.
Spooky.
The spook of Spookoki. Number 5, the Aladdin remake with Will Smith.
I'm probably gonna stay.
You're gonna pick Aladdin?
I mean, Aladdin's not my favorite. I think it's one of the better like Disney live action remakes. I don't think it's like an amazing movie, but
Okay. Pick an Aladdin.
I'm scared that they're just not gonna. Yeah, I'm a little scared with what I've been given so far. So
Okay, that means you are skipping number 6 that weekend, Midsommar.
oh, that's fine.
And then number 7, The Secret Life of Pets 2.
Yep, I'm fine with it.
Okay, next, Men in Black International.
Pass.
Yeah, that is definitely the worst Men in Black movie. Okay, number 9, Avengers Endgame, still playing.
Oh. Whatever.
Oh well. And number 10, Rocket Man, biopic.
I do like that movie.
It's a great movie.
No, whatever. I'm fine with Aladdin.
Uh,
And you know what? If I miss Endgame, fine, because Infinity War I like better anyway.
Me too. So how do you feel, Tanner?
I'm fine.
With Aladdin?
Yeah.
Okay, good for you.
I'm fine with it.
I would have picked probably this, actually. Or Endgame, I don't know.
You know what, Tim? The game's not for you. So
I would have picked Rocket Man. I love Rocket Man. I'm just pissed that, like, Bohemian Rhapsody came out and everyone was like, oh, that movie's so good. And then Rocket Man came out and then everyone was like, what? I'm like, no, you picked the wrong movie.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, also Rocket Man was way more like authentic.
Yeah. Okay, so let's shift to the Barbenheimer game. So this movie of those I listed opened alongside Midsommar, the A24 Florence Pugh horror movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it was deeply disturbing.
Yes, it was. This time I don't have like a way to really combine those titles very well. So I'm just gonna do a straight up mashup. I'm just gonna do your movie is Spider-Man: Midsommar.
Well, Tim, that's not fun. Okay, Spider-Man Midsommar. So it's going to be a sequel to Far From Home, where he's stuck directly in some Scandinavian country where they celebrate that holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he has to rescue Yelena, Florence Pugh,
Oh.
from a cult who's trying to brainwash the world into a life of quiet simplicity because they're sick of these Avengers level threats, and they thought, oh well, our Earth is so much better with our cult practices. Besides the weird like sexual rituals and murder that follow Midsommar. So yes, Yelena has been abducted into this cult because they want information on her sister, and Spider-Man has to go rescue her. Boom, that's it.
I like it. See, you got there.
Okay, all right.
And it just so happens to be a Scandinavian cult, right?
Well, isn't that holiday like a Scandinavian holiday?
Yeah, it's like a Swedish thing, I think.
Yeah.
So okay, I like it. And honestly, that's a good crossover. Like Spider-Man and Yelena they'd be good together.
Yeah, it'd be super fun.
I don't want to like this isn't a spoilers. I don't know anything, but there have been rumors that she's going to be in this movie.
What?
Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Rumors. I don't know.
Whatever. They're gonna they've just been overshadowing her with the Jean Grey rumors.
That's true. That one I'm pretty sure is real.
Well, yeah, but
But we'll see.
who knows? It could be a whole other Shailene Woodley.
Oh, Shailene Woodley as Jean Grey?
I wouldn't hate that.
She's a little old now, but
Ouch.
okay, let's get back to box office. So Spider-Man Far From Home opens number 1. It's number 1 for 2 weekends before falling to number 2 behind the opening of the Lion King remake.
Boo.
See, I would take that over Aladdin.
The Lion King?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a dubbed episode of National Geographic.
Yeah, but it looks great.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. It looks amazing.
And Beyonce is Nala? I'm sorry, that's the wrong choice.
Meryl Streep could be playing Batman would be the right choice.
I'm glad that you got that too. I was waiting to see if you'd pick up on it.
We have recurring. We've done this.
Although
Yes.
I don't know that Meryl was the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the 2019 because that was Dumbo and then Aladdin and then The Lion King. There were 3 Disney remakes that year. And if you count Maleficent 2,
which I don't.
yeah, no one should. But I would take Lion King with all of those. So I'm a shill. Domestically, Far From Home makes $391.3 million, which today would be just over $500 million. It is the number 7 movie domestically for that year. Number 1, of course, Endgame at 858. You would be surprised though. This movie is below at number 6, Captain Marvel.
Really?
Yeah, which is crazy. A Captain
I
Marvel.
think maybe people were just ready for like something new because
Mhm.
I like Captain Marvel in like Endgame.
Yeah, but she hadn't had a
For the-
movie yet. That movie came out before
No, but
Endgame.
I like as a supporting character, I liked her. Once her solo movie came out, I kind of was just like, all right, well, she's not my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there would definitely. I mean, it makes more than Spider-Man because of the build-up and anticipation, especially
Sure.
prior to Endgame.
Yeah.
Nowadays we can't even just look at Supergirl. We can't make any more female superhero movies with them bombing.
I know.
And it kind of
It's
started
really-
with Captain Marvel, people being toxic about these, lady superhero movies.
Which is so weird because I feel like had Black Widow not come out during COVID, one, and had it been released when I think it should have been released, like right after Civil War, I think that movie would have done extremely well.
Yes, it definitely would have.
I think people were, and so it's weird that you're allowed to like pick and choose which female superheroes you support, because I don't really know anybody who like dogs on Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
No, they definitely don't. And
Not the way that people dog on like Brie Larson, which is not fair.
I mean, even people who don't like the Black Widow movie, it's not so bad that it's like it ruins Black Widow for them,
Yeah.
and they don't blame Scarlett Johansson for it if they don't like that movie. I like it, but it's definitely not her fault if you don't.
Sure. And I mean, and part of it's just like this, like, I think the timing of it too, like when they finally put that movie out, that movie serves almost as more of an intro movie for Yelena as it does anything else.
Yeah.
So it honestly kind of feels like Natasha is like a background character in that movie.
Mm.
And that's just, that's just how the chips fell. But I think had they given us a solo Black Widow movie right after Civil War, I think it would have done very well.
Yeah. I just wish that we could go back to 2019, which I feel like was the last time the superhero genre was healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously No Way Home makes the most money ever in 2021 in the height of COVID, but that's a whole different beast. But
Sure.
I feel like after this, obviously COVID hits and obviously everything that was already made doesn't make as much, but yeah, they're not going to make a Captain Marvel movie again after this, or I don't know if they're ever going to make another MCU female-led superhero movie, which is sad. Anyway,
Yeah.
soapbox over. I got a little bit carried away today with defending Millie Alcock for Superman or Supergirl, so I'm a little bit touchy right now.
Yeah, but I do feel like you're on the losing side of that argument though.
I am, but I feel like their argument is just dumb woman girl big movie bomb, she sucks. So anyway, okay, so number 8 that year, go back to the box office behind Spider-Man is Aladdin. Big year for Disney. Worldwide, this movie makes $1.1 billion, so first $1 billion grosser for Spider-Man. Do you think this Brand New Day will make $1 billion?
I don't know.
I don't think it's
I
make.
think I don't think it's going to be as big as No Way Home.
No, neither do I. Anyway, just curious.
I mean, I think it'll still do well.
I mean, we've had $2 billion grosses this year, Super Mario Galaxy and Michael, and those both kind of barely crested that hill. Like Michael just hit $1 billion, and that's been out for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm optimistic, obviously, but I don't know. I would hope so. I mean, otherwise Marvel's really fucked. Anyway, so Far From Home does better worldwide than domestically, surprisingly. It's number 4 worldwide. Number 1 is still Avengers, with almost $3 billion. Number 3 that year ahead of Spider-Man is Frozen 2, $1.5 billion.
Makes sense.
And worldwide, though, even though Captain Marvel made more domestically, worldwide, Captain Marvel is behind Spider-Man number 5 at $1.2 billion. So not quite enough. Captain Marvel made $1.131 billion, and Spider-Man made $1.133 billion. So it's very close. But budget on Far From Home was $160 million. It made over $1 billion. So net profit about $339 according to Deadline Hollywood. So again, another profitable Spider-Man movie. And I don't think they'll. I mean, as bad as Marvel has gotten with bombs lately, I don't think it's ever going to get to the point where they stop making Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, like Fantastic Four last year maybe broke even, which is also kind of disappointing. And Thunderbolts 2, but Spider-Man, everyone loves Spider-Man. So
and not that those were bad movies. I thought Fantastic Four was fine, and I really liked Thunderbolts.
Yeah, me too. Just gotta convince people to get back into the theaters again for these movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so online scores for Far From Home. It's got a 91% in Rotten Tomatoes, so still pretty high there, with a 95% audience score. It's got a 69 on Metacritic. Nice. It's got a 7.3 user score there. Also on IMDb, 7.3. 3.4 on Letterboxd, and an A cinema score. So folks walking out of the theater were giving their approval as well. So again, this is a pretty MCU or superhero fatigue. It's still not set in yet for sure when this came out.
Yeah.
People were still really liking it, and the reviews were pretty much saying the same thing we were, like just very positive stuff mostly. Maybe they weren't as negative on the comedy as I was, but all the other stuff too. Like, I mean, I feel like, and to kind of segue into the legacy section, I feel like people kind of forget this movie nowadays, especially after No Way Home. Like, it's not super appreciated.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Which, I mean, granted, like, it's kind of hard to follow No Way Home. Or I mean, not follow, but, like, stand up to.
Sure.
But
this movie has real middle child syndrome.
It does, but it's a good middle child. It's a really good middle child. I like that.
Sure, Jan.
It's better than the last Spider-Man sequel we got, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, most movies are.
By the way, I did catch that Brady Bunch movie reference. I didn't ignore it. Yeah.
But you guys, our movie isn't as popular. People don't like it as much. But that's because you don't have any friends, Chan.
I can rewatch the movie again right now.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so I feel like this movie gets a little bad shake. So it hasn't like held up as much as it did upon release, but oh well, it's still good. Careers wise, I don't feel like this really affects anybody's careers, this particular movie. I mean, obviously we're not really going into like the returning characters yet, so we'll save Tom Holland for next time or whatever, but like those who join the Spider-Man franchise and leave really quickly, like Sam Jackson, Kobe Smulders, Jake Gyllenhaal. Although Kobe Smulders, like, give her something to do. Fuck.
I know, and because I like Maria Hill as a character.
Yeah, she's good.
Like I always have. And then I was so mad because I didn't even watch. I watched the first episode of Secret Invasion. What was it? Secret Wars, whatever.
Secret Invasion.
And I believe, spoiler alert,
Yeah, go for it. No
It's
one
the
cares.
end of the first episode that she dies, right?
It's either the first, the second. Yeah.
I think it's the end of the first episode. I didn't even remember that happening because maybe I didn't even finish the episode. But I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna have her go out in this shithole show with again, like nothing to do.
I hadn't given up on the show being a shithole just yet because it was still early on. But yeah, like I agree. Like fuck, they could at least given her a cool death.
Yeah,
Ugh. So Kobe Smulders in general needs more appreciation all around.
justice for Kobe.
Justice for Kobe. Anyway, so yeah, we can move on though. Do you want to do pop culture shoutouts?
Sure, Tim. My pop culture shout out is going to be Toy Story 5.
Okay.
I went with my friend Courtney. We watched Toy Story 3 together, and it was a very traumatizing and beautiful experience. And we did not watch 4 together, which is fine because I don't like 4. And this one, I was pleasantly surprised. I'll try to keep it like spoiler free. But I was a little I tried not to read a lot into this movie. I was surprised in the direction it went because it's very much like a Jesse centered movie,
Yeah, I've heard that.
which I like. I thought the story was fresh. It did a really good job at mixing like the disdain and the appreciation for like screen kids, because the whole point of it is like, oh, Bonnie still wants to play with toys, but she's getting to the age where like her friends are more playing with their tablets, and they're like, oh, you still play with toys? Like, oh, you're not cool. So then she's almost peer pressured into giving up her toys that she doesn't really want to stop playing with. Um, and as a elder millennial, where most of my family and friends have small children, I'm very judgmental about screen kids because I'm just like, ugh, look, these dumb zombie kids just zoning out, don't know how to act in public.
We're young millennials, Tanner.
I think we're classified as elder. Either way, it's a good balance. It's a good balance for not like villainizing like screen time, but also like, yeah. So because I was wondering how they were going to like approach that. Like if they really were going to be like, it's really horrible for your kids. I like that. I like the story. Taylor Swift wrote a new song for the end credits. It's a banger.
Fuck you, Jake.
Fuck you, Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, I will say the only criticism, and I hate to say it because I love them all so much. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack is my girl. I love her. She'll always be the superior Cusack.
Yes.
They sound too old for their toys.
Yeah, I have thought that listening to the promos and stuff.
And I feel really bad because it's especially noticeable, I think, with like Joan Cusack. Like she still does her Jessie voice great, but it was, and as a kid, I probably wouldn't notice. But me and Courtney did talk about that. We were like, Joan Cusack sounds like it sounds like an old woman talking.
Well,
which is really unfortunate, and that's really like a nitpicky comment because I think she's phenomenal. But yeah, it was just noticeable that we're all getting older.
Yep. That's kind of been the running theme through all the Toy Story movies is we're all getting older.
Right?
And
what
death
I'd like
is
to
inevitable.
See, though, if I can go back to it, you know what I'd like to see as a wrap up for Toy Story? Because one, I thought that Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was, if they had stopped right there, I think it would have been so phenomenal. And then 4 happened.
Yep.
And 4 is fine. And I think you said it, Tim, but like 4 is like the best movie that is not necessary.
Yeah.
Like it whatever. And so then I was nervous about 5. And then 5 is like a good redemption arc. And at this point, I'm like, I hope they just make one more and like
kill Woody.
No, I just want them to, I want like Andy to have kids and then have Bonnie be like a teenage girl and she's going to like get rid of her toys and they somehow end up with like Andy's kids.
Oh, I was going to say, because Andy is still like 18 in this movie, right? Because Bonnie's still
No, in the Toy Story 3 in 2010, he goes to college.
Yeah, but this
Andy's
movie,
a grown-ass
Bonnie
man.
is still a toddler. Bonnie is not that old yet. Like the gap between 3 and 5.
Bonnie's not. Bonnie's not a toddler. She's like 8 in this.
Still, it's only like a few years. Andy can't be that old yet.
Well, no, but Andy could be old enough to have a kid.
Okay, so he's like a young parent.
Sure.
No,
He could be a 25-year-old dad.
I don't think I'm ready for that. As someone who doesn't have kids and never wants them, I'm not ready for that.
Well, you know what, ladies, don't go knocking on Tim's door because he doesn't want to be a dad at 35.
Okay, I'm 32, but thanks. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I feel like I'm missing the boat. I don't have none of my friends want to see it, which is weird because I've seen so many other random movies the last month or so. For my pop cultural shout out, I'll give you the choice because I could kind of go either way with this pop culture shout out. Do you want me to talk about Evil Dead Burn or Moana?
Well, they're both unnecessary sequels I don't care about.
But which one would you like to hear my thoughts on more?
I'll go with Evil Dead, I guess.
Okay, Evil Dead.
Just because I already have you're not going to change my mind on Moana, but
yeah. Evil Dead, this is a franchise that I kind of got into late. You know, like I think we saw the 2013 one with Mia Levy.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
What? No, Jane Levy.
Jane Levy. Oh, her character's name is Mia. Yes, sorry. Yes, Jane Levy. And then I kind of got into it after that, like when the Ash versus Evil Dead show came out. I went back and watched all the old Evil Dead movies. So I wouldn't say I'm a super fan of this franchise. I'm a fan. And I'm glad that we're getting more of these. Like, I thought Rise was a pretty good return to theaters. Burn, I think is, I think it's my least favorite Evil Dead movie, but it's still decent, like it's kind of like one of those franchises that's like, it's got no bad movies still, Evil Dead.
Sure.
So this one is not as good as the last one or the one before that or whatever, or any of them really. But like, if you're going into it for, what to expect, like really hardcore action, like horror action, like characters suffering huge amounts of pain before dying, like this has it, it feels very on brand in that way. I think that there's a lot of really cool shots in this movie that I'm really impressed by. There are some where I can tell it's an amateur filmmaker. So it's kind of half and half.
Okay.
Yeah, the story is a little bit underdeveloped for me, but again, like who the fuck goes Evil Dead for a story? So yeah, I liked it. Not enough burning though. I was expecting a really hot experience in the theater. I felt rather cold.
Deep burn in your thigh?
No, there was no deep burn. I wanted that deep burn. Oh, and one more thing I'll say is that I didn't like about it, the finale especially. Some of the CGI was bad in this movie, like over a decade old bad kind of CGI.
Oh gosh.
Like there is a certain Deadite at the end of the movie. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that the main character has to square off against in the finale. That is definitely CGI, and it looks like it was made in like 2012.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm a firm believer that I think that modern CGI all looks worse than like not like early 2000s, but peak CGI for me is like 05, 06, 07, 08.
Well, I'm not talking like King Kong, like Andy Serkis King Kong, like levels of CGI, like or Lord
Which
of
I
the
think
Rings.
is phenomenal though.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like this is like horror movie, like low budget CGI.
Yeah, this is like Deep Blue Sea CGI.
Yeah. That's a good. That's way it's going way back. But yes, yeah, 99, sure, Deep Blue Sea.
Yikes.
So I kind of got out of it at the finale a little bit, but I mean, like, it's still a fun ride. It's a little long, but it. The Evil Dead movies are good. I like how they're like not comedies anymore. Like they're just straight horror, and it gives you like that really not so fresh feeling in a good way. Like mean spirited, and it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I recommend it.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, let's transition. Tanner, I forgot to mention we have a question.
What? Our first question?
Yes, we have a question.
Did you write it yourself and submit it?
No, I have my friend do it.
Oh, okay.
So this is from my friend Rob, and from Vancouver. He has this really good question. So I maybe should have prompted you on this beforehand, but I'll see what you can think of it on the top of a hat. So
Okay.
his question is, what movie scared you the most as a kid, even if you had to watch it now and realize it's not actually scary? For instance, he cites The Elephant Man.
Scared me the most as a kid, and even now I don't think it's that scary.
Like, yeah, like a movie that wasn't intended to be scary to you as a kid, but was, or whatever, maybe perhaps.
Oh,
Like
okay,
the
that's different. Because I can think of like a horror movie that scared me as a kid, but now I don't think it's scary. But okay, so like an unintentional one.
Yeah, like we could because you watched it when you were a kid, you were scared, not because the movie was actually scary,
Yeah,
inherently.
probably The Witches.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Roald Dahl, like the Angelica Houston, The Witches.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I don't think I'm special in any regards with it. I think every millennial kid was like traumatized by that end like witch convention reveal.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty. I didn't like. I didn't. I would usually like turn that movie off then.
I actually haven't seen that.
Really?
Mm-mm. But
Oh, it's great.
I've seen clips of it, like the makeup on them, I can see
Yeah.
it being very disturbing.
I mean, yeah, and it's very good like practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was scary as a kid.
Yeah, I can see that. Even though, would you classify that movie as just like a family fantasy movie?
Yes, because I mean like Roald Dahl, all of his books are children's books.
Mm-hmm.
I think they all have a lot of kind of adult themes in them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like I read his books in elementary school. I read, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and The Twits was my favorite.
Oh, I remember that one.
And like Matilda. Like those are all Roald Dahl books. BFG, great.
You know, now that you mention it, and I wasn't really sure what my answer would be to this question either, but now that you mention it, uh, Matilda scared me as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, it disturbed me, I guess is probably a better way to say. Like Matilda fucking with her family with like her mind powers, and then also Miss Trunchbull is a monster, and then
Well, yeah, I mean like the Chokey scared me,
the
you know,
Chokey.
where she locks the kids for like timeout. It's like a
Oh yeah.
hole in the wall with nails in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the scene where they go where Honey break into Miss Trunchbull's house, like that's just like a very like tense scene, but like that was kind of scary as a kid.
Yeah. I my particular nightmare fuel was the scene where she makes that kid eat the whole cake on stage.
What?
My nightmare sequence when I was a kid was not like that I literally had nightmares about it, but the part that disturbed me the most was when she makes that fat kid eat the cake.
Bruce Bogtrotter.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was like so disturbing to me. I was like, oh my God, this is like really upsetting.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's yeah.
obviously, until he eats the whole thing and like actually, one ups her, but like still, it's very unnerving.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Um,
speaking of Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach was disturbing for me as a kid. The fucking rhino,
uh-huh. Or
the
even just
cloud rhino.
like the ants are very scary.
Yeah,
Basically all of the live action stuff in that movie is scary.
yeah. So you know what? I might just say Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl was
Yeah,
my scary.
Roald Dahl, probably not for a very famous children's author, all of his shit was real terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Even the stuff like in Willy Wonka, like when Augustus Gloop goes up the pipe or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's the
I
oh
also
no,
need
Violet Beauregard. That part scared the shit out of me when she turns violet in the original.
oh.
Oh,
Oh, the only part that scared me in that movie. See, now we're gonna go down a rabbit hole. I did not like when they were on the boat and they went through the tunnel. That part scared the shit out of me.
oh sure.
And then also for like an actual kids movie that was terrifying, I could not watch like 10 minutes of Beauty and the Beast, where from the time that Maurice gets lost in the woods and chased by the wolves, like to the
Hmm.
castle, to where the beast like finds him and throws him in the dungeon, that whole sequence scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Oh well, the Beast is scary in the beginning of that movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's like a intentional design choice. Like they make him a lot harsher. because as that movie goes on, like his features soften.
Mhm.
But yeah, when you just get the shadow of him, and like he's really scary in his first scene.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Ugh,
So those are my answers, I guess.
childhood traumas brought to you by Disney and Road Doll.
Ugh, love it.
Sometimes both.
Like, I wonder why all these kids grew up to be so fucked up.
They really did make kids movies scarier back then, though.
Yeah, kids have it so easy now.
They got all these Minions bullshit. Okay, well, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. That's going to do it for our episode. Next week, join us as we talk about Spider-Man No Way Home, which I'm sure will be our biggest, most listened to episode yet. And then after that, it's just the new movie. So we're almost done with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode, though. If you guys want to get in contact with us, I am on Letterboxd. I'm at TG MacMan.
You guys, I'm on the gram, TanWill10.
And if you guys want to ask us a question, like we just answered, you can email us at questions@backtothefranchise.com. It's fun.
Yes, please do. Those are fun.
And you know what? Ask us weird questions. I'm here for it.
I'm
Don't.
not. But...
No. I'm going to make Tanner answer weird questions if you ask them.
Okay. We get 2 regulars and a weird.
All right. For every 2, we get a weird. I like that.
Okay.
All right. Good rule. But thank you guys so much for listening. And always, if you can, please rate and review us. Helps the podcast grow. We are wherever we listen to. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.